Good morning, student. Now, today we'll be learning about chapter 8, that is human capital formation in India. So, let us start. So, first of all, we'll go through this concept of this human capital formation. What does it mean? Okay, in this chapter, here at last, you can see there is a topic in this wiki or book of yours, growth of education sector in India. So, from here onwards, you will not have to do the rest of the topics after this one. Okay, so till here, you will be learning need for government intervention in education and health. So let us start from the very beginning. Now, what is the concept of it? See, the first point here is human capital refers to the stock of skill and expertise of the nation at a point of time. It is the sum total of skill and expertise of engineers, doctors, professors, workers of all types who are engaged in the process of production. See, a person lying idle without any skills and expertise is of no use. He will be like a burden on the economy. So, if that person is skilled and trained, what will happen? He will become productive. He will be able to give his services towards the economy, and this is how we can attain growth in future. So basically human capital formation is the transformation of an unskilled person into a skilled person over time. So this is the meaning of human capital formation. Now here the people may get trained upon as a doctor or maybe an engineer, a professor, a teacher, a lawyer, or any type of worker or employee. If he is having skills, he can do the work. Like even here in this picture you can see there's a farmer here. So there are possibilities, even this is primary sector of yours, so there are chances, possibility that this person here is well trained, he can do work very quickly in comparison to this person. He's simply watching him because he don't know actually how to work. So here in primary sector we can say that there is no training available for them, means these people cannot be trained or may not be trained, because in primary sector basically all these agriculture activities are being done on the basis of the past experience of all these their ancestors. Okay, so there is no kind of training is given here. Now here according to GM Meyer here, according to this person here, what has been said here, human capital formation is the process of adding to the stock of human capital over time. Means it is not a one day process, it will take some time period to uh, create a new talent or to train them to make them expertise in some work. So it is human capital stock of a nation which consists of 10,000 skilled workers at the beginning of 2018, and at the beginning of 2019 it increases to 12,000. So we managed from 10,000 to 12,000. That means we added 2,000 skilled workers in the year. So this is what we call as human capital formation, which means that we developed the skills and expertise in 2,000 more people. Now 2,000 more will be more productive and they'll be doing production or they will be indulged in the production activity. So this is how we create the human capital formation, by training them, providing them right guidance and education, through education and some trainings of or maybe in some kind of technology, in expertization of some kind of technology or language, computer language. This is how we can train them. Okay, now here it is written that human capital formation is the process of acquiring and increasing the number of persons who have the skill, education and experience, which is essential for economic and potential development of the country. So see all this development of the country, like politically and economically, basically if you want to talk that India should stand ahead of the other countries, then definitely here you're talking about some economic development of the country. So which can only be acquired by providing the skills and education in the peoples, because human is also like a capital, just like machinery. When we say machinery of a company is a physical asset of the company or physical kind of thing which is simply helpful in doing the production activities. So machine cannot operate on its own, you will have to train some people, and you will have to teach them that how that machinery works actually. So that person will be called as skilled over a certain machinery, then he will be productive at work. So this is how we can add this human capital formation, by providing the people with some trainings or some new ideas, innovations, or innovation, some innovative machines which are coming ahead. So you'll have to train such kind of people upon such a kind of technology. This is only we can achieve growth in future. Now the thing is that here now the second point says that determinant of sources of human capital formation. So what are the sources of human capital formation? And determinants means simply that what are the various factors which decides the capital formations. So basically the first factor which decides this human capital formation is expenditure on education. We'll have to spend some money on the education. So expenditure on education is the most effective way of raising a productive workforce in the country. It is therefore a very important determinant of human capital formation. So most families decide to incur huge expenditure on education even when they raise loans. Okay, so as we know in India, some even some parents are or some guardians, they will be going for loan for the education of the children, like maybe for engineering or MBBS, they will be taking loan and they'll be teaching their children. So reason basically see returns on such expenditure are very large. Now, now here if the child is educated, it means education enables this individual to make a good living throughout his life. His total earning during his lifespans would far exceed his initial expenditure on education. So today if you say that some peoples are just spending money for the education of an engineer, so suppose 5 lakh loan he has taken, but in the future when that child will be working in some company or a corporate sector, maybe he will be earning more than that, maybe more in crores maybe he's earning, or maybe 90 lakhs throughout his lifespan. So we can say that the reward will be more if he spent money on education. So first factor is this. Then second factor is of health. Health is also very important. It has been saying that sound mind is always there in a sound body. So see what they are trying to say here. If your health is good, which means you are not having any kind of ailments, you are physically fit, then definitely you will be more efficient also. So if your health is not good, like if you are not well, maybe you are having a lot of absenteeism in the company, because you always feel sick or tired, so definitely your efficiency will be low in the company. So that will be kind of factor which will lead to this low efficiency. And if your efficiency will be low, you'll be less productive, and less productive means low GDP also. So here, if an old saying that expenditure on health makes a man more efficient, therefore more productive. So his contribution to this towards this process of tends to rise. He adds more to the GDP of the nation than a sick person. So the same thing I told you here. So we must take care of our health also. So food eating habits should be improved here. Then on the job training. Now what is on the job training? See, it simply means that a person will be sitting at a workplace and he will be working in a company directly. Only one day training is provided here in this on the job training program, and after that the people will be made to sit in the company where they will be working upon some work. Whatever the work is assigned to them, they'll be working on it. And but they are simply trained for just one day, and they will be learning by doing. Means they will have to work practically, they'll be learning through working over there. Suppose I will give you a good example. In case of India Infoline, they promoted this on the job training for this MBA students. So MBA students were just doing a part-time job over there, which was called the on the job training program, which was for 3 months. So in this 3 months they were trained for 7 days or 6 days upon the insurance kind of training, and then they were sent to the company, and they were simply selling the insurance over the phone calls. So this was a kind of on the job training. So they'll be sitting in the company directly and they'll be working, and after that the 3 months will be over, they'll be provided with a kind of certificate. So this certificate will ensure that they are on they have just worked as a online this kind of on the job training program. So that certificate just enhances their value. So whenever in the future they will look out for work in some other company, they'll be getting weightage because of this on the job training. So it just raises the efficiency and productivity of the people, because in MBA student they were not expertise, they were simply doing MBA. But when they were made to sit in this insurance company and selling insurance and learning by mistakes, over there. So whenever you make a mistake, what happens, you are made corrected. So when the correction is there, and whatever you're doing, correction is being made, so you know that what is right, what is wrong in the company, and how am I supposed to work. So this is a kind of expertise. Now that person can easily work in any kind of insurance company. So this is the specialty of this on the job training program, and many companies and corporate sector are promoting it nowadays. Now, study program for adults. So adults are also should be educated. So other than formal education at the primary, secondary, and university level, the government NGOs organize study program for adults to make them proficient in their work areas. So this enhances the productivity, serving as a source of human capital formation. So even government has adopted some measures to skill make made the skills in the adults also. So adults are also educated by the help of some NGOs who are really doing a very good job in this scenario. They're going to villages and they are finding some kind of people who are aged, but all these kind of people are called as adults also, but they have not taken any kind of education like primary, secondary, were not educated. So they it is a need to educate such kind of people. If they will be educated and they are already adults, so they can also work. They can also be developed as a part of human capital formation. If they'll be trained, they can go and work in some kind of small scale industry maybe or somewhere else. So this is a kind of study program which is going on for adults. This is another factor, or you can say a determinant. If government or NGOs stop doing this training of adults, what will happen? It will be a drawback for a country because they will not be trained then. Then the fifth point is migration. So what is migration? Migration which it simply means कि लोगों का एक जगह से दूसरी जगह travel करना. Migration. Now why do people do this? See, migration contributes to human capital formation as it facilitates utilization of innovative skills of peoples, or it facilitates fuller or better utilization of skills. So migration involves cost. So cost of transportation will be there, means traveling cost will be there. The cost of living of social environment will be there. So here what they're trying to say is if some people are traveling from one place to the other in search of job, basically why do people train? Because they have got the skills and expertise. So it can only be come into use when these people are traveling from one place to the other, and they'll be working somewhere, and they will be providing their skills to some company. So this is why they will migrate, but it involves some cost of transportation. Maybe they'll be going by bus, so it will be some cost which will be involved. Then cost of living, if they're traveling from their place, suppose a person is going from Ratlam to some other place, maybe Mumbai, so he is going to stay over there, but the cost of living like food, all these housing facilities which will be required, rental rent he will have to pay. So all this cost of living will be there involved in migration. Now, yet people migrate in search of better job opportunity because it gains of migration are greater than the cost of migration. So see, if a person is traveling and is spending 10,000 over there because of rent and eating or all this tiffins, so if he is earning like 30,000 or 40,000 in a city like Mumbai, then still he's managing to earn 30,000 which he can send to his home. So this is we can see that here the cost is just less, and whatever the gains of migration is more. So it depends that the more people should migrate. If they are having some kind of skill, they should try to migrate from one place to the other, and they should find the jobs. So this is how they can be productive. Now, the expenditure on information. Now, information related to the job market and education institutions offering special skills as an important determinant of skill formation. It enables people to actualize their productive potential. Accordingly, expenditure on information is a determinant of human capital formation. So here, if new kind of technology is coming, so definitely that information should be provided by the education institutions and all this job market, that a new kind of technology has come into the market maybe, or some new kind of course which has entered in the economy, so you should do that because it is having lot of opportunities ahead in the future. So if that information is not coming to the people, then people will not be able to work in a good way, because they will not know that what is the kind of skill which is required in the market. Maybe they will learn some outdated courses. So this is not right actually for them. The information should come to them, so that they must go for always a course which is a kind of new course in the market. which is required actually in the future. Now, briefly, human capital formation is promoted by investment on education and health. Beside on-the-job training program, investment on migration, information relating to availability of specialized skills and job market contribution to the human capital formation. Now, this is just a summary. You don't have to do this. Now, what is the role of human capital formation? So, the first role of human capital formation is the change in emotions and material environment of the growth. So what is material environment means the skilled people in the country. Then emotion means the change in attitude of the people. So see, if the peoples due to this, what is the role of human capital formation means if you're training the peoples, so what will happen? What is the role? Basically, in emotions there will be change. In the mindset of the people there will be change. So here, emotional environment becomes conducive to the growth and the people tend to acquire growth oriented attitude. So if this human capital formation happens, means if you try to teach or train most of the people in the country or provide them some skill or expertise knowledge, then what will happen? Their mindset will change. Their emotion will be like they will be always looking to they will always aspire to work more and learn more, because they will be always having an attitude of a growth kind of thing. Like growth oriented attitude means they will always seek for better opportunities. They will try to learn more and get more money by that. So emotional and this all these emotions will be changed, or you can say this attitude of the people will be changed. Suppose today you are not educated, you are not having any kind of skills with you, and if you are not having any kind of schooling and all this kind of thing, you will not feel any kind of a growth oriented attitude inside you, because you will always feel that you are underrated. But if your schooling is done from a good school and you are able to understand a lot of the things, then definitely in the future after 12th, what you say, that in future also I'll be looking for this graduation kind of program, then maybe after that I'll be looking for MBA. So this is how the growth oriented attitude develops because of education. So this change will come because of human capital formation. Then material environment means what? It is helpful in the growth of the society, because now the society will be having a higher number of skilled and trained workers to implement the plans and programs of economic growth. So if the more people are skilled, means more material environment is good in the market. So whatever the plans and programs are being run by the government, it all these plans and program will be successful, because now more skilled and trained people are there in the economy. So this is called as material environment. Then the second point is higher productivity of physical capital. Physical capital means machinery. So if human capital formation increases productivity of physical capital, means if there are, suppose there are more specialized engineers, skilled workers can certainly handle machine in the better way. Okay, if there is machinery and suppose an engineer is operating, then he knows how that machinery works, then definitely the production will be increased. Means the machinery, an unskilled person may be possible that he is making just 50 units on that machinery, but trained and skilled people, if they will be working on the same machinery, there are chances that they will be making 80 or 90 units on that machinery. So this is how this capital formation, by training some expertise knowledge or skills in that people or in that person, what will happen? The productivity of that physical capital will increase. Now the next is innovation. Innovative skills will come. See, human capital formation facilitates innovations. If undercurrent growth and development, large number of the skilled and untrained people person get greater the possibility of innovation in the area of production and related activity. What happens if more people are trained upon the new machinery? So what happens, they will be learning new skills, and these new skills will help them to create or come out with the new thinking and innovations in the production areas. So this will again improve the economy. So if somebody is educated, suppose on a new course, so definitely that person will be doing or some kind of he will be bringing some kind of change in technology by the help of some innovation. Innovation means something new, we making just something new in the market which is not there in the market right now, but coming out with some new idea in the market or a machinery or technology maybe, that can only be done by human capital formations. So that is the major role of human capital formation. Innovations will be there. Then the higher rate of participation will be there, and equality. So participation means more people will be trained, which means labor force. So productive capacity of the labor force, human capital formation induces greater employment. More people will be getting employed means they will be participating. Equality means what? Equality means, see, and if everybody will be earning, then they, later on what will happen, everybody will be getting incomes in their hand, so there will be some equality which will be developed in the economy, so the gap between this rich and poor will be less. So this increases the rate of participation. So percentage of labor force participation, this is point related to this participation only. Now, the higher rate of participation, greater the degree of economic and social equality in the society. So, as I told you, equality means simply the gap between the rich and poor will minimize. Now, the problem which this is faced by human capital formation. The first point is rising population, and it is a very critical point. See, we always try to develop the people or the youth. We must provide them with good education, knowledge, skills, and but it is not possible somehow to train each and everyone, because there is a rising population in our country. So rapidly rising population adversely affect the quality of human capital. This is because it reduces per head availability of existing facilities relating to housing, sanitation, drainage, water system, hospital, education, power supply. So all these things are required or demanded by the peoples, like they need house, sanitation, drainage, water system should be there. So what happens if the population is more? Is it possible to provide the people with all these kind of things? So reduced availability of this facility leads to fall in quality of life. If these people will not be getting such kind of thing, all this kind of drinking facility of water over there, what will happen? They will be having or suffering from health issues. So it is not possible to spend lot of money on all the kind of peoples, because government will have to do lot of expenditures on that, and government is not having that much of resources with itself. So that's why this is a critical factor. We always say that we want to develop the capital formation, but the rising population is a major problem. Then second problem is here is brain drains. Brain drains means what? Those people who are educated and trained in India, they will be going outside, abroad, working there. So basically what happened, these peoples are a serious threat in the process of capital formation in the country. Suppose you think just you are a good person, you are good in knowledge of science, and you became scientist. Now you are working for some other country, you went to America, and now you are working and staying over there. So it is called as brain drain. Means you got the skills and expertise, but you are not working for India, you are working for some other country. So this is called as brain drain. Now this is kind of another threat. So if these people would have worked for India, India would have achieved growth, but they are not here in India, they are earning abroad. Why? You'll ask a question, why they went abroad? So because in anticipation of more salary and good packages, they do go to the other countries and work over there. So those who decide to migrate are persons of high caliber, such as scientists, administrator, executive, engineers, physicians, educationists, etc. So this is kind of thing that such a many good peoples like scientists and executives, engineers, physicians, they go to abroad and they work over there. So this is called as brain drain. Now this just slows down the process of human capital. Now the another point is deficient manpower planning. This is very simple to understand. See, here the demand supply of this labor force means always there is a supply is more of labor than demand is less for labor. So there must be a balance of ever rising problem of this workforce in India. So if more and more people are coming and looking for work, it is not possible to give job to each and everyone, because enough demand is not there in the economy. So this is kind of balance which is very critical to set in the economy. So as a result, India is facing an explosive problem of graduate unemployment. So because of this, because see, most of the people are educated, they have completed their graduation, but still they are not having any kind of jobs. So we can say that the supply of these people is more, but the demand of such kind of people is less. So this is another problem of manpower planning, and we are not able to cope up with this kind of uh, thing. Means we are not able to generate enough employment opportunity in India. Now the fourth point is insufficient on the job training in the primary sector. Primary sector, you can think about agriculture sector. So this primary sector is called as the backbone of the Indian economy. Unfortunately, it is not received due attention in the area of professional skills. So basically here what happens, on the job training program is a kind of training in which the people will be sitting in this agriculture and they will be learning it practically. So it is a kind of thing in this agriculture, everything is been taught by the ancestors, all this wisdom which is been given, passed on by generation to generation in this workers farmers family. He'll be working simply on the basis of that. He's not having any kind of special education or on the job kind of training, sitting at one place and taking the training then doing the agriculture. So this thing is not happening. That's why agriculture sector or primary sector is lagging behind. Now accordingly there is a serious deficiency of human capital formation in the primary sector of the economy. Now after this, first point is low academic standards. So, in our enthusiasm to spread more education, we have been opening many universities, unmindful of their academic standards. Consequently, we have a large army of half-baked graduates and postgraduates whose deficient skills only lower the efficiency level or productivity level. So, see what happens. What does it mean? Low academic standard means, suppose there are many MB institutes in the market and many engineering institutes in the market or colleges, you can say, they all are providing good quality of education. We always think like this, but the kind of education which is provided over there is not of very good standard. Means standard education should be provided. If they are not providing the standard education, then all these graduate and postgraduates will not be able to develop the skills which are required in the company, and as a result they will sit without any kind of job or they will remain unemployed. So this is a kind of critical thing in the education sector. They should try to improve and provide the quality education first to the students. Now, education, first point is education as an essential element of human resources development. So definitely if you say that human resources needs to be developed or people should be trained and expertise should come to these people along with experience over a period of time, we must develop them. So education is the key. Education is very important. So education is the essential element of human resource development. So education means the process of teaching, training and learning. It improves knowledge and develop the skills. Very simple to understand. Now education is the undercurrent of economic and social change. So undercurrent means, see, if you want to bring this economic change and social change in the economy, you will have to educate the childrens. So however, compared to the other countries of the world, spread of education has not been so encouraging. So in India the spread of education is still many people or many children are not going to schools. So this is kind of thing which you can say that the spread of education is not good in India. Now even this literacy rate in the country, like जिसको बोलते हैं साक्षरता, it is also very less. Even the people's literacy means reading writing skills. Okay, reading writing and all the speaking skills, if you ask, so in India many people are not able to write or read and speak in languages skills are not there. English they cannot learn or they cannot read properly. So this is kind of thing which is literacy rate is also very poor in India. So according to the census, barely 74% of the population is literate against 90 to 95% literacy in the developed countries of the world. So we are standing at 74%. So developed economies are standing at 90 to 95%, which is a huge difference. So more people should be encouraged towards the studies. Now, importance of education. This question can come in exams also. So basically, the first importance is education provides responsible citizens. So citizens will be responsible and educated person. Means he know what is wrong and what is right. So a responsible citizen knows his responsibility towards the country very well. Then second point, it develop the science and technology. Then definitely there will be some innovations in the field of science and technology if anybody is educated. Then third point, it facilitates use of natural and human resources of all regions of the country. So peoples are everywhere, means humans are everywhere and natural resources are everywhere. If everybody will be trained to the help of education, they can use those resources in that particular region only, and even that region can be developed. After that, the fourth point, it expand mental horizon of the people, means attitude of the people will change. Then fifth point, it helps in economic development through greater participation of the people in the process of growth and development, which means that GDP will increase definitely by education. The sixth point, it promotes cultural standard of the citizens. So standard of people will also rise because of education. Then seventh point is it develops human personality. So personality will also be developed. An educated person's personality is looking will be looking very different, and educated people know that how to wear the clothes, what should be your attitude, everything. All this way, not it is not about just wearing the clothes. Personality is not about that how you are looking. It is always about the mentality and the physical attitude which is born by the peoples. So all these kind of things develops a personality, so that personality will be very pleasing if a person is educated. Now the need of government intervention. Why the government is interfering in this education and health? Is there a need for it? So definitely there is a need. Why government intervention is there in education and health facilities? Because this sector need huge investment, which can only be done by the government, because all government is the only one who which can come out with heavy expenditure on this education and all this kind of fields. Now it is difficult to expect private investors to invest in health education unless they are allowed to recover the huge cost through high price of these services. So see what happens here. The health education, so basically these all these kind of people, they are it is very difficult to expect from these private players, because what happen, whenever they will invest, they will always think that how much money we will make out of it. So that is a kind of problem. But and this thing can be tackled by the government. So government also interferes in this kind of thing, and they always promote that there will be more rewards if you do or investment in such kind of education of this youth. So they should be looking out for this education by this private investors or all these kind of peoples in the education field and health field. So more people should come in this scenario. So government definitely interferes. Government also look after the education of such kind of people, like they train the nurses also, and provide them with availability of job by Samvida nurse and all these kind of things. So this is how they are improving the condition. The government is improving the condition. The third point is people in our poor country like ours cannot afford to afford high prices for education and health. So our country is also not that rich actually, but and it is not possible to for everyone to get the or get this education at a very high prices. So even you can see that many people go to this government hospital or government schools because they cannot afford a very high fees structure of the school. So this is the kind of thing in poor countries, this is a problem. So government is coming out with many measures. Government has established some schools like Navodaya Vidyalaya is there, central school is there, to provide the children the education, the quality education actually. So this is how the government is stepping into. So that's why government intervention is very important, and they are providing everything at a very cheap prices, not like private schools. They are charging very high prices for this education. Even in hospital, you can see that all these private hospitals are charging a very high fees from the patients. But if you look up the government hospital, like civil hospitals are there, or secondary sector hospital you can say. So all these kind of hospital, they charge a nominal fee, very cheap fees is there of the doctor, and some free treatment is also there for the patient. So government is doing welfare in this field to improve the condition of the poor, because if they know very well, if these poor people health will be good, even they can work as a labor in some companies or corporate or anywhere. So this is the kind of thing which has been done by the government. So government intervention is also very important. So accordingly, this service would remain beyond the reach of most people unless these are subsidized or directly provided by the government. So either government should give subsidy or government should directly provide such kind of services. So that this is your chapter till here. After this, you don't have to do the growth sector education in India. So this was your chapter, the entire chapter of human capital formation. So that's all for today. We'll be starting the chapter 9 in the next video. Thank you.